right, yeah, carrying, well, going down a bit of an Alex Jones um rabbit hole. But yeah, this one come up. Alex Jones nails sports distracted Americans. I guess this is gonna be one of his rants. So yeah, let's go.
The average American's like, NFL games have been really great, haven't they? You know, guys at gas station counters will ask you, and you're like, yeah, zombie, I wish you could talk about real issues. And a guy behind you's like, yeah, did you see UFC? And they're all real concerned. It's real important to them as men because that's that tribal war area of their mind that should be reserved for political war and defending their position in life. But instead, it's just kind of like little boys. Yeah, did you see the simulated combat on TV? Yeah, I watched it. A bunch of rich gladiators that could care less about me. Did you see it? Yeah, I'm empty too. Yeah, I did. I fill my head with facts and figures that don't matter instead of learning the political system and standing up for myself. Yeah, I wonder why women don't respect me. I wonder why I'm not successful in business. Yeah, we're all in Arrested Development. Isn't it fun? Let's talk about it together. I mean, if they were having a real discussion, that's what it'd be. But instead it's like, when you don't want to talk about it, they go, oh, you don't know all this. And they kind of just look at each other and go, all the time I'll be at a restaurant or a grocery store or some event, and some guys will come over, even people who know who I am, they'll go, hey, Alex, or I'll be at a soccer game with my kids or whatever. Again, I'm not saying sports are bad in and of themselves if you're involved in it, but not when it's your whole focus. And they'll go, hey, what do you think of the Cowboys? What do you think of this? And they'll throw out some statistics, and I'll just go, I'm not really that interested in it. And they'll just kind of smile at each other and go, and then, I mean, I'll sit there and listen to grown men in the gym trying to act like they're sportscasters and these elaborate combinations of information and history and what they're predicting and what they're betting on and what they're doing. Or you'll hear even more pathetic discussions of systems to win lotteries. And, hey, have you heard the Mega Millions is 200 million? Hey, are you going to bet on it? And, I mean, it's just, George Orwell in 1984 wrote all about that. All they cared about was sports and the lottery in that fictitious police state. Look, we're going to Hades in a giant stinking handbasket. Okay? The blood is running out of the country. We're going ashen white. We're flatlining. And I'm sorry if I can't get all upset and paint myself up like a clown and go to a game and get drunk. I'm sorry I'm not a real man. I'm sorry. Okay? So laugh at me. There's something wrong with me. Okay? I've just predicted everything that was going to unfold and broken down all the government staging terror attacks. That isn't creepy. And I warned you about the flu being dangerous, the flu vaccine, and that's now come out and been confirmed. And the government's training for mass arrest in the U.S. of anyone who criticizes the government. I agree with you. That's not a problem. Not when there's global soccer to watch. And so to all of those guys that really get it and know how to basically put on this fake suit of clothes of who they are. That's what it is. It's like who they are. And they repeat what the news says and what ESPN says, and they walk up and, you're sitting there at a bar on a trip waiting for your dinner to come, and there's guys come up to you drinking beer, and it's always the same. They're like androids. They have like a little fake conversations. So what do you think of the playoffs? What do you think of the weather? Oh, yeah. And you start bringing up, I don't know, what do you think of the surveillance grid going in? Have you heard about how they're listening to all of us without warrants? They're like, well, gee, buddy, what you bringing that up for? It's kind of weird. Well, it is weird they're doing it. It's very dangerous. You know what? A company's government spying on people without warrants? Mass arrests, secret police, torture dungeons. Well, I don't care. I'm not involved in politics. I don't have to worry about that, Mac. Oh, really? They're putting the grid in place to rob you, you fat slob. Oh, well, hey, black helicopter's going to get me, huh, pal? Let me move on down the bar here from you. We got a weirdo here. He cares about the state of the country. Well, the founding fathers wouldn't have liked him. They were weirdos too, though, I guess. Hey, I'm raising my son to only know about the baseball scores, okay, buddy? That'll get him ahead in life, all right?
Well, yeah, he ain't wrong. He ain't wrong, but what he's just talking about there is Nietzsche, really. What Nietzsche said, that the whole God is dead thing. And atheists cling to that, but what Nietzsche was saying was not necessarily a good. Not that it's necessarily good that God is dead. That God gave humans a moral code. Yeah, and once kind of people got away from that ideology and that way of thinking, it kind of left us with nothing. Um, and yeah, it's Nietzsche's thing of nihilism, the different types of nihilism, and what he's talking about is what Nietzsche would call passive nihilism, where they will just you realize nothing matters. Because ultimately, in an atheistic world, and if you want to say that that's true and religion's all a lie, there's no real moral code. An atheist can't make any moral absolute. You can't say it's bad to kill because you think it's bad to kill. It's like there's no real. I don't know whether it's Nietzsche, but again, saying there's two types of fear: the man standing at the edge of a cliff. The two types of fear you get: the one that you can fall, you can trip and accidentally fall to your death, and then you have the other fear, which is that there's absolutely nothing stopping you from jumping off other than one bad choice. And humans, yeah, there's different ways humans go in. And also, the other thing with Alex Jones is not many people have a brain like Alex Jones, whether what you think of him or not. It's why Joe Rogan's great, because Joe Rogan's got as much testosterone, or less, not as much as Alex Jones, but he's got enough testosterone in him to kind of pump Alex's brakes every now and then and go, right, what did you just say then? Like he will go, whoa, 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 Alex, because Alex just is. He's got a brain that's just filled with information about crazy conspiracy stuff and corruption, and most people don't want to have their mind um, in that space all the time. So yeah, passive nihilism. And the other thing that Orwell said, um, ignorance is strength. He brought up Orwell. Kind of though, in that police state that he describes in 1984. Um, yeah, that's one of the things. Ignorance is strength, and if you think about it, it kind of is. Ignorance will. The most ignorant people are typically the happiest. The ones that aren't their heads aren't filled with this. You can see why you have the realization that nothing matters, and that all moral ideas are just human concepts, which is just made of bits and bobs and atoms and electrical functions in the brain triggering these faults. Nothing really matters. Um, when you die, you're not going to go anywhere. You're not. Nothing's going to happen. You're just dead. Again, nothing happens. There's no real great point to your life, and most people face that and go nah, and just go back into sports. And God bless them, to be honest. God bless them, because I'm listening, like I say, Nietzsche and Kierkegaard and Carl Jung, but you can only listen to it for so much, and then you have to go on to something else because it's like, yeah, you see why people can just go the Cowboys or be into our football. And like football over here, same thing here really. Football, or what you call soccer, football is, especially in the working class, I don't know about so much now, really. I don't know about so much now, but probably the average person, yeah, to be fair, saying that, the average person, that's probably what they get excited for. And but like you said, it's all right to play a sport. There's nothing wrong with playing a sport, but when your literal whole life is just based around watching other people play and earn money, and you either waste money at the stadium, or you waste money down the pub, or you get drunk at home Yeah, yeah. You fat slob. I love Alex Jones. I love Alex Jones. But yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I think he's talking about, really. And that most people's brains ain't like Alex Jones's. Like he's same with David Icke and all these people. Their brains is just filled with so many different things and different that. Yeah, you can see why the Orwellian police state says ignorance is strength. I mean, we have the saying ignorance is bliss, and it actually is. You have the Dunning Kruger effect, that the people that are completely unaware, unaware of their inability to do anything, are the ones that are the most confident and yeah. I also watched the philosopher things talking about why people hate intelligence and why intelligence isn't like any other attribute and people don't like it. People learn over the time. You start going into deep things like Kierkegaard and different. If you're into science, you start going into different gravity things, and the average person is going to switch off and not like you because it challenges their own limitations of their knowledge and their ability to learn. So someone like Alex Jones, the average person is just going to instantly be put off with the amount of information he's going to throw at you in a sitting. But yeah, yeah, that's the reaction. Sweet.